Hello again, everybody. This is Mr. Everything, and I'm coming at you with another channel update. This is our Wargaming and Miniature channel. This is the update for the end of June, beginning of July. This mid-year update. Okay, so I have a lot to go over. Um, it's probably been a little over a month since my last channel update. I think May was my last channel update. So there's been a lot going on in my household and in my workshop. And first of all, I redid the kitchen floor. So the kitchen floor, we put laminate tile down over the entire floor, but before we could do that, we had to uh, fix some of the flooring because it had gotten rotten or whatever. It's like the original floor from the original house. So we had to tear some of the floor up, replace it, and uh, and then we laid out some tile. Uh, the we just finished the tile last week, and there's already some spots that we need to repair. Because I guess the flooring is a little uneven, and so the tile wants to. It has soft spots, so I'm. That's just one. That's just a project that I've had. Now that project has been going on for a few weeks, while my wife was visiting her son in Washington D.C. Okay, so luckily we got that knocked out. That's finished. Good. Whew, boy, that was a chore. And then immediately after that, I uh, made a big change in uh, my workshop here, the Wargaming and Miniature Central, uh, the War Room, as you will. And first thing I wanted you to know is that I got a new layout. And I'm going to show you on camera what the layout is. If you've been following my channel for any given amount of time, you know that I had uh, work shelves all along that wall over there. Some, the plastic shelving all along that wall there. This is a ping pong table here. It's folded up so it's against the window here, and then sometimes we game on this. I do video tutorials about games and stuff like that on this, and then sometimes we'll play role playing games or miniature games on this. And if we need something bigger than a 4.5 by 5, if we need something bigger than that, then we would take the ping pong table out. Then we would play on a 5 by 9. Okay. And then I used to have, like, years ago, I used to have nothing here. And I went ahead, I don't know how long ago was it, maybe a couple of years now. I've added these shelves here. At first, I just added a 3 foot shelf all the way up, and then I said, why don't I put like 7 feet of shelves? And these are like 7 feet of shelves, and there's like 8 shelves here, right? Okay. These were my D&D miniatures, my Hail Caesar, my Bolt Action, now it's my SPQR, some terrain up at the top. So this is all for my wargaming. And the shelves over there were basically just like paint and flock and board games and miniature game booklets and all kinds of different things, knickknacks, trash, um, bits that I've been saving for 20 years, and I'm going to say half of it was probably junk that I'm never used. I just hoarded the stuff, and I had other miniatures over there as well that I never used, like 15 millimeter stuff. I don't play 15 millimeter anything anymore. And so I basically unloaded all that stuff on eBay. That was years ago. Uh, and then recently, this last month, I said, you know what? I need to focus my attention on painting and stuff like that. And I know I'm kind of rambling, so let me kind of just break it down pretty easily for you, or for me to help you. I'm going full time into painting miniatures. Okay, it's 100% of my effort is going to be painting miniatures. I have last 2 months, I ordered probably over $500 worth of miniatures, model kits, paint, glue, flock, anything I can, just basically hobby supplies. Over the last couple of months, I've been gradually building up a an inventory of models. Now, I specifically ordered some models that I personally was not going to use. I said, you know what, this was a test period. I said, I'm going to order some models. I'm going to put effort into painting them, and then I'm going to turn around and I'm going to put them for sale. And then I'm going to see if I can make a profit, right? Well, I can. I'm an excellent painter. I am not the best. I'm on a scale of, like I've told people, on a scale of like 1 to 10, I'm probably a 7 or an 8. I'm not the best, but I'm pretty good. I've been doing this for a lot of years, 40 years plus of painting. And just recently, I'd say within the last 10 years or so, I've really learned a lot. I've those first 10 years, I didn't paint that well. And then lately, I've been painting really good and fast, and I've got a lot of techniques now that I feel that I can use to share. So that was one of the reasons why I ordered all these models, where I wanted to see if it was viable for me to do that for a living. And I've come to the conclusion that it is. I have to be self-motivated to make sure that I have stuff on my workbench all the time. So if I paint for 2 days, that's assembling the models, painting, and flocking and all that stuff. If I take a unit or a few units and I get this done in 2 days, which is about my average for painting a 30-man platoon, is about 2 days of doing nothing but that, remember. So you're looking at 2 8-hour periods. Actually, it's probably taken me a little bit longer. But maybe, let's say, instead of 16 hours, let's say 20 hours. Okay, so if it takes me 20 hours to do like a 30-man platoon, and then I can turn around and sell those and make the same amount that I was making working at my job for a week, 7 days. Well, 5 days. That's doable to me. So now I could do 4 days and double my salary, basically. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm hoping, right? Okay, so shaking my magic 8 ball, all signs point to yes. So for the last couple of weeks, 3 weeks, month, 2 months, for a little while now, I've been gradually putting stuff on eBay, and it's been doing well. I've been very successful. So I would like you to go check out my eBay store. It doesn't have a ton of stuff on there. I usually keep about 30 items on there at any one given time. But if it doesn't sell, then I'll repost it. And then if I add something new, hopefully that will build up, or I'll cycle through things. Like if I have some German bolt action figures on there and they sell, then I'll put some British bolt action models on there. And when they sell, maybe I'll put some Imperial Romans on there. And when they sell, then maybe I'll put some Dark Elf fantasy figures on there. And when they sell, maybe I'll put some D&D models on there. Right now I've got some Agincourt models. I've got some bolt action models. I've got some fantasy models. I've got not a great selection, really, honestly, but that's gonna grow. I'm gonna have a lot more stuff on there. If it doesn't grow, that's good, because that's telling me that when I paint and I put it on there and it sells, that's great. That's turnover, right? So, and that's what I want. I want it. I was going to say churn, but that's not a good word. It's going to be models coming in, painting, models going out, and that's the new Wargaming in miniature store. Okay, so it's called, if you go to eBay and you type in Wargaming in miniature, you'll find my store. The channel, the YouTube channel, I changed the name of the YouTube channel. Instead of it being Mr. Everything, because it used to be Gaming with Mr. Everything, now it is Wargaming in miniature. I have a website that I use for my guild on computer gaming, and I'm going to take that website and I'm going to change the name, because right now it's Gaming with Mr. Everything, which that's kind of what it is. It's true, but I'm going to kind of scrap all of that, and it's going to be called Wargaming in miniature. And I'm going to put my videos on there, and I'm going to put I'm going to break them down into chapters. I'm going to do some tutorials on there. I've got a forum for us to talk about. I have a Discord, so we can get onto the Discord and you can chit chat about different topics. And I'm going to change the Discord up a little bit. It's going to be, instead of it being my guild website or Discord, it's going to be the Wargaming in miniature Discord. So I'm going to have and it's all going to be branded Wargaming in miniature. That's my store name. All right, so we've got a new layout, which I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you, now, I mentioned that I ordered a bunch of models. Okay. Well, in that order, I was ordering 50% of it was for resale, but also 50% of it was for myself. I wanted a bunch of models for my SPQR and Hail Caesar projects that I'm doing. I've got most of them, but there's a few models out there that I still haven't received. I ordered these in April, close to the end of April. I'm going to say the 17th or 18th, something like that. In the middle of May or the end of May, I was like, where is my boxes? Where are they? I emailed them, said, hey, have you sent these out? Yes, we sent them out. Okay. beginning of June, this month, I got a box. Boom. I opened it up. It has about half of my order in it. I'm like, what the heck? Half my order? I said, okay, so another box is probably going to be coming. Okay, so I waited a couple of weeks. And I said, okay, it's not coming. I don't know what's up. Where's my second box? You know, because I don't know if they shipped it in two boxes. I thought maybe they only put half the models in the box and they didn't ship the second box, or it, you know, they only packaged half of my order or something. So I sent an email to them, and they responded right away saying, yes, we sent both boxes, and there's two boxes, so you should just wait a day or two or more, and you should be getting the second box. And I was like, okay, no problem. That very same day, later in the afternoon, I got an email saying that they shipped the second box, but it had been returned to them due to customs or something like that. And I'm like, that doesn't sound right to me. I mean, yes, there's customs will hold something, but they're not going to send it back. They'll just hold it and then eventually ship it to me. There's nothing there's no contraband in it. It was just plastic models and decals. So I don't see where there's any contraband or anything like that. So I understand there's the coronavirus and all that going on, but we're accepting shipments from overseas, so I don't get it. Okay, so but they said they got it back, and they're going to turn around and send it out to me ASAP, and they'll give me a tracking number. That was the beginning of June. It's now the end of June. I have not got an email with a tracking number, and I haven't seen that second box. April is when I ordered it. It's almost July. And this is a sizable order. Remember I said I ordered about $500 worth of stuff? Well, this order was about $300 and something. I only got half of it. So I'm looking at maybe close to about, I didn't actually do the math, but probably around $150 worth of product in limbo. I haven't gotten. It's getting a little bit frustrating. Okay. It would be more, luckily all that stuff was personal and not for me to repaint into the store. If it was product I was waiting for to turn around and sell, that could be financially impacting. Luckily it's not, and I can wait. It's no big deal. It's not like we're rushing out to do any wargaming right now because of the virus. But that's going to change soon, and then we're going to do some gaming. Okay. I'm kind of rambling. I got distracted a little bit on that one. Okay, so I'm going to so inventory. I've bought some models. I've put them on the shelves. Okay, you're going to have to see this because there's new shelves over here, and there's a new workbench over there. And the way I've arranged all the shelves and stuff is, it looks a lot better in here, I'm telling you. And I've gotten rid of, well, I don't know, you can't see them, they're off camera, but I'm going to move the camera around so you can see trash that this place needed a cleaning. Okay. Okay, I got some notes here. Okay, so my channel name has changed, I mentioned that. And we're going to do more of a focus on modeling, painting, tutorials, miniature gaming. That kind of stuff is going to be more of a focus for my channel. But because of convenience, instead of spending 20 hours filming me painting a unit and then talking about it and stuff like that, I'm going to still do my computer game videos. Uh, those are a lot easier for me just to turn on the camera, turn on the game, start talking and play for an hour or two, and then upload that video, right? Where the miniature painting takes a little bit longer, or a tutorial takes a little bit of organization where I got to plan ahead, and then and the gaming, that takes a little bit of time as well. So I want to focus on all those, and I still do, especially like miniature reviews and stuff, because I'm ordering models that I would never have ordered for my personal self. But I'm ordering them because I know they will sell. They are popular, or they're beautiful models. They're great, and they're going to be fun to paint. I would just never use them in my own personal army. Okay? Like, I bought some Imperial Romans. I would never use Imperial Romans. Not personally, but I bought them, I painted them, I looked at them, I'm like, dang, those suckers look good. And then I sold them. Unfortunately, I spent time putting all the decals on, which took forever because they weren't, yeah, you know how decals are. Okay. But I'm still going to do game videos. And currently we've got XCOM Chimera Squad going on. I just started a new series called Broken Lines. That's a World War II turn-based game. And I have IL-2 videos going up. Rise of Flight, IL-2, Flying Circus. That all is in the same genre. And there's a new expansion coming out called Normandy. When that comes out, I'm going to be playing that out the wazoo. Yeah, so you're going to see a lot of those videos. And Star Citizen, of course. Star Citizen is my not bread and butter, but it's my it's where the heart is. It's where my heart is. IL-2 is a strong second, but Star Citizen is pulls on my heartstrings. It's a great game. It's not finished. There are some holes. There are some bugs. It's still in production, so it's not finished. And there's every time a new patch comes out, like every 3 months or so, I will play it for a couple of weeks, 3-4 weeks, maybe a month, and then I'll move on. So I will experience the new patch, what's going on, and move on. I'm also part of Star Citizen's test flight. They have this thing called the Evocati, which is Roman for trainers. And so the Evocati test flight get a patch like 2 to 3 weeks early, and then it's full of holes and bugs, and we go through and we test it and report all those bugs like a QA, and we're under an NDA where we can't reveal what we're doing or can't show off or video any of the stuff we're doing. People still do that, and they're scumbags because they signed an NDA, but then they turn around and they're using it to benefit their channel, or they're on their, I don't know. That's a topic of another story, but I can't show it off, and because of that, it makes me not want to do it. Okay, because it's work. You're sitting down, playing a game, looking for bugs, deliberately doing things that will break the game on purpose to see if it'll break the game. And if it does, you report it. That's fun at a certain level, but it's also work. So I almost never do it. So I've been thinking that I should send them a letter and say, just remove me from the Evocati, because I don't want to be obligated to be quiet. Because I can play right now, but I can't tell anybody about it. I can't show anybody. So I don't want to do it. So when the new patches drop, then I jump on, I videotape, and I play for a while, and then I wean myself off of that. Okay. I think I said everything I need to say about wargaming in miniature, my life. Oh, yeah. Just recently, I've been struggling at my place of work with scheduling and safety. And I say safety because of the new virus. Customers, it's a retail store. It's a big box retail store. And I don't know if you know this about me, but I have two underlying conditions. I have diabetes, mild. It's a mild diabetes. I can control it with diet and exercise. And it's under control. There's no problem. But I do have it. And I have gout. Same thing. If I can control that with diet. But my understanding is because I have diabetes, I have an increased chance of fatality from the virus. Not scared, because I'm safe. I take precautions, wear a mask, wear gloves, stay away from people. Okay. Until the end of the year, hopefully we'll have a cure, right? Or a vaccine, as they say. When I'm at work and they don't, okay, how do I say this? There is a level of safety. They want to be safe. But that's it. They want to be safe. They don't. They exercise a level of safety, but due to the, and this is my opinion, this is my fear, this is me, due to the amount of traffic, it's lighter than normal because they've implemented lighter traffic. It was okay. It was light traffic. They did curbside. So they're working, it's only dealing with customers in their cars. And then they started doing parking lot, which you would go out to their cars out in the parking lot while cars are zipping around. We're walking out there in the parking lot carrying product. And then there's, just recently, they opened the doors for customers to come in. Okay. And there's no safety requirement for the customers that come in. So we have safety requirements, but they don't. So they could cough on me. They could sneeze on me. They could handle product with grimy hands, and then I would go back and touch that product, hopefully with a glove. The gloves they gave us are they're a joke. Okay. Yeah, they say wash your hands. They say clean your workstation, but they don't give you time to do it. It's like they have a policy that says you will clean your workstation, but you have to deal with that customer first. And so there's never a time to clean your workstation. And this is me just seeing into the future. if someone contracted a virus and they said, I need some workman's comp, maybe to help pay for the hospital bill or something, they would turn around and say, did you clean your workstation? The answer would be no, because no excuse. That kind of stuff got to me. Okay. And then I worked in a department at that job that had more contact with customers' belongings. People would bring things to me and I would have to handle it. And there was incidences where the product, I would look at it like a laptop. They would bring me a laptop. I would open it up and it would have stains all over it. It'd have cat hair. It would be nasty. Who knows what kind of a lifestyle that customer has that allowed that to happen to their laptop and then knowing that they had to bring it in as a return or something like that, knowing that they were doing that, they didn't clean it. What does that tell me of their lifestyle at home? And that kind of situation bothered me. It got under my skin, and it's been getting under my skin for the last couple of months, and that's why I did this whole Wargaming miniature experiment, was to see if I could get away from that and actually, pay the bills. And it looks like I can. So I'm getting away from that. The scheduling isn't working out for me anyway. And it's just going to give me more time to paint. And it's a lot more relaxing when I'm painting than when I'm dealing with a customer. You know the deal. You understand retail. So I don't need to explain that to you guys. But that's great, because that means I have more time to get on the computer and do tutorials, watch what's going on my eBay store, update websites. I can paint, I can game, I can put stuff, I can repair floors, I can clean my workstation. I couldn't do any of that while I was working there. It's just better all around. Okay, so I'm excited to show you what I've done in my workstation. So let me go ahead and do that, and that's how we'll call the video. So give me a second while I get to the camera. Okay, all you guys are familiar with the ping pong table, the back door, the shelving system that I had here, and then I had a bunch of my hobby supplies. Let me get around the camera here so I can point it. I had a bunch of hobby supplies in these white tubs. I even have all my, I don't know if you can see, I can't stretch this camera too far, but because I got it connected to it's the webcam. I've got it connected to the computer. I've got all my American War of Independence in there, and then I've got some D&D tiles up here and stuff like that, and that's my shipping scale, and there's an ogre mock right there. But down under here are like loose pewter models and plastic sprues, and then this is all trash. This box, cardboard boxes, it's all trash. And then if you look in the corner, we recycle cardboard. Look in the corner there, you got that whole thing there is a bunch of cardboard boxes that I was hoarding. Okay, so that really hasn't changed. Okay, but let's cycle around here. Shelves, no big deal. That's nothing there has changed. But right there you see, I've got a bunch of box sets of, most of that is Warlord games. I got some Antares stuff I'm going to put together and sell. I've got some Imperial Veterans I need to touch. I got some, I still have some Victrix. I got a bunch of stuff over there. Some of that is not for sale. Some of that's going to be for my personal collection, but that's neither here nor there. And then, you know, I got a lot of wargaming, actually, I say wargaming, but actually military history books all the way through here. And then this is like my Osprey collection up here. And then I've got all kinds of like World War II, medievals, all kinds of stuff. Okay. Sorry, I digress. My computer station, you've seen it. I've done tutorials, or not tutorials, but videos explaining like my peripherals, you know, my monitors, which I got a new monitor. It's a 1440p monitor. I've been doing all my recordings in 1440, which has improved the graphics level, and you can see me shaking and, you know, got the mirror effect going on. Got my HOTAS over there for IL2. Got my boom, my microphone, headset, all that great stuff. And you know that I did like a little bit of a Litco, not a Litco, well it is Litco, no, it's not Litco. I did a Sarissa paint rack with Vallejo paints, right? With paintbrushes and stuff like that. That'll hold about 60 plus a bottom rack. So that's how many it'll hold. This is new. This whole table here is my new workbench. You can kind of see I've got some projects, some British artillery, anti-tank gun, machine gun, mortar, 8th Army stuff I'm working on right now. But yeah, so this is my, and I just built this 2 or 3 days ago. I just finished assembling it. And that it's not really finished because you see this clear space, this flat black front is actually going to have a couple of paint racks hanging off of it this way. I ordered some TT Combat MDF, also Vallejo Army Painter paint racks. They're freestanding 50 count racks, but they're straight up and down. And so, as opposed to this one that's like stair stepped, there's these 2 straight up and down ones that come as a package. It's only $10 and you get 2 racks. I thought it was like, okay, so it's $10 in shipping, so it's it was $20, but I was okay with that. They're going to be short because that's 60, so it's going to be only about that long. Now I could stand them up here so I can use them when I'm painting, or I could hang them on the side. Plus you can stack them on top of each other, but I'm not going to do that. I think I'm going to hang them here, but the problem with that is while I'm on the other side painting, I'll have to, that's only for storage. I'll still have to pick and choose the colors I'm going to use and maybe put them on this side. That's another thing. I have this, which I've never used before. It's Vallejo Thick Mud. I'm going to experiment with that, and then I'm going to do a video tutorial. So as opposed to putting it on the back side, or the front side if you want to call it, I was thinking I could put it on the end here. And if I put it on the end while I'm sitting there, all I got to do is lean around, get the color I need, and go back. This is probably the best, and it'll be out of traffic because that goes into the kitchen, which that's the kitchen tile that we just put in. And we got a new island that's brand new. My wife put that together. Okay, sorry, I'm going about all different kinds of things. Okay, but here we go. Look at this, brand new. I got a new shelving system. So I took these plastic tub shelves and I moved them around behind the ping pong table. So they are actually up against the window, causing the ping pong table to come out 18 inches. So it's 18 inches further out into the hallway. But if you notice, there's still a lot of room here. This is no problem. By getting rid of those 18-inch shelves, because they're 18-inch wide, thick. So by getting rid of those, by pushing them around the corner, that gave me this whole area here with nothing on it. And I did another shelf system, just like that one. But I didn't have the full like 7 foot, so I just put some 4 foot shelves up here. This is the Wargaming and miniature shelves. This will be inventory for putting together and assembling and selling. These are miniatures that are currently posted on eBay. These down here, there's a mixture. Some of this, like this, is posted, and this box is posted, the other one is not. Those are not posted, but I know what's posted and what's not. But these right here are the painted miniatures that I'm going to gradually cycle through. And then I've got some tubs down here. And these tubs, the plan was hobby supplies. So glues, paintbrushes, sprues with bits, things like that going down there. But I don't know. We'll figure it out. Some of those tubs are still empty. So this is brand new. I've only completed the shelf like yesterday. So now it's impossible for me to, well, it's hard. I'm not going to say impossible. It's harder for me to get to the tubs that are behind the ping pong table. But that's okay. Those tubs have things in them that I would only need if we pulled the table out and put it down, like some terrain pieces, because I'm not going to use those unless the table's pulled out anyway. So that's no problem. But like I'm keeping some extra paints and stuff like that up there. And then I've got some shipping boxes up there for, guess what, shipping? Peanuts and empty boxes up there. Empty box, yeah. But that's what those are going to be, is peanuts. All right, and then I've got my, I don't know if you can see it, bubble wrap in a tub right there under the table. So that's the new, and it cleared off the table. I had cardboard boxes stacked to the light here of stuff that I was ordering. I would get it off of Amazon or eBay or directly from like Victrix or Litco or whatever company I was ordering from. And then I would have those boxes, and those would gradually build up. And finally, I just broke down and said, I'm going to break all those down. And that was stacked up to there after I had broken them down. So I had gotten rid of those, put them out in the garage, because I want to save the boxes in case I ever ship something. I'll have a box. I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah, that's it. All right, so now you know what the Wargaming and miniature workstation looks like, and it's probably TMI, but I appreciate you guys coming out and checking out my video. If you want to, you can comment on the video, any of my videos. You can comment, and if you want, now if I change the Wargaming and miniature website, I'll let you guys know. We'll have forums and discords there so that you can get on there. But if you want to commission any kind of paint job or anything like that from me, just let me know and we'll get something. Just let me know and we'll get you something like World War II, medievals, medals, ancients, whatever, you know. I'll be glad to work on commission as well. All right, well, thanks for coming out and checking this video out, and I will catch you next time.